So, I heard a story on NPR once about how people are more likely to cry watching movies on airplanes. Something about being in a giant metal tube hurtling through space at 700 miles an hour with your life at the mercy of people you never got to meet makes people feel vulnerable, I guess. Or maybe it's the way we had to take off our shoes to even enter this place, like a temple that we built to the gods of security to guard the gates of anywhere but here. Maybe it's the men with the guns at the checkpoints or the bomb-sniffing dogs, the way our homes pull away from us in the nighttime, revealing the extent of just what is going on here, because we are fond of saying that humans grow on family trees. So how come our cities do not look like forests, the way the street lamps sprawl ever outward, consuming any other way of life? I wonder if cancer cells mean to be cancer. Because maybe they're just like the rest of us, just trying to get by, but maybe they just had the hardest goddamn winter, the hardest goddamn year of their entire goddamn life, and maybe they're just getting sick and tired of losing friends, and maybe they were raised to believe in a thing called the body, something so much larger than themselves they couldn't even see it when they looked up, and they were told that there was a time when the blood ran so thick that the body could heal all of the hurt and broken places, but if that were ever the case, it is certainly not the way it is now. And every year that it goes by, it gets harder to believe in anything other than it's every self for itself. And maybe they all know that it's madness. Maybe they're watching their hometowns be consumed by it. Maybe the words they know must be said are right on the tips of their tongues, right up until the day the body gasps its dying breath. Maybe the reason that we cry at movies on airplanes is because the reason that we watch movies at all is that we like to believe that if aliens were really invading, that we would be part of that ragtag band of misfits that hatch a plan just crazy enough to save the entire human race at the last possible second, or that if we were living in some dystopian society, that we would be the ones to stand up for love or justice or dancing. And maybe, strapped in, the seatbelt sign on, we remember how fucking terrified we are that when that time comes, we will not be ready. That we will not remember our lines and end up an extra in our own movie. But y'all, no movie ever starts with a hero choosing to be brave. There always just comes the point of no return. And I'm not a pilot, but you don't have to be to know when a plane is going down. You can tell by the way the freedom in free fall tugs at your seatbelt, reminding you that the freedom to move about the cabin was never any freedom at all. And maybe they are doing the best they can up there in the cockpit, but there's gonna come a time where it no longer matters who is at the front of a crashing airplane or what their intentions are or may be, although I always found it a little suspicious the way they kept reminding us to help ourselves before helping others and insisting that oxygen was flowing, that the bags never seemed to inflate. What is the point of talking about all of the things that we could do in the event of a water landing when we all know that there is no ocean beneath us, y'all? I will not just sit back waiting for a smooth water landing over Iowa. I do not believe that any pilot in the world can save us now. Only we can save us now, but y'all, we were born for this time, and there's a reason we've been raised on rooting for underdogs. It's so we remember that the point of no return is where movies start, not where they end. And when shit like this happens in the movies, heroes always seem to find parachutes, and I bet if you checked under your seat, you would find yours. It'll be that thing you've been sitting on that was built for times exactly like these, but the work is so big, only the sky can hold it. So whether or not we're ready, we're going to have to jump, and I wish I could promise you that everything is going to be okay, and I can't. But what I can promise you is that when you find the horizon, you will find us all with you, falling back like seeds to the dust of this earth, joining hands as we fall through the air. Ooh.